Miroslav Barnyashev, known by his former ring name Alexander Rusev and currently performing as Rusev, is a Bulgarian professional wrestler and former powerlifter and rower. He works for the American professional wrestling promotion WWE, where he is a former United States champion. Barnyashev is the first Bulgarian to have wrestled for WWE. Early life. Rusev was born in Bulgaria. He attended a sports school while growing up and competed in rowing and powerlifting as an adult. Professional wrestling career. Early career. In the mid-2000s, Barnyashev emigrated from Bulgaria to the United States with the ambition of becoming a professional wrestler. He originally lived in Virginia, before relocating to Torrance, California, where he began training as a wrestler under Gangrel Rikishi at the KNOKX Pro Wrestling Academy. Barnyashev debuted in the San Diego, California-based independent promotion New Wave Pro Wrestling on November 22, 2008, under the ring name Miroslav Makarov, defeating Aerial Star. In 2010, Barnyashev joined the Santa Maria, California-based independent promotion Vendetta Pro Wrestling, shortening his ring name to Miroslav. While wrestling for VPW, he was managed by Marcus Mack. World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE Florida Championship Wrestling. In September 2010, Barnyashev was signed to a contract by the professional wrestling promotion World Wrestling Entertainment. He was assigned to the WWE's Florida Championship Wrestling developmental territory in Tampa, Florida, where he adopted the ring name Alexander Rusev. He wrestled his first televised match on the July 17, 2011, episode of FCW, defeating Mike Dalton while being managed by Raquel Diaz. Shortly after debuting in FCW, Rusev tore both his anterior cruciate ligament and his meniscus and spent 6 months rehabilitating. Rusev returned to FCW in March 2012 with Nick Rogers as his manager. In the summer of 2012, Rusev suffered a broken neck, temporarily paralyzing his arm. While rehabilitating, Barnyashev traveled to Thailand, where he studied the martial art Muay Thai. In August 2012, WWE rebranded FCW as NXT. After his neck healed, Rusev made his NXT television debut on the May 30, 2013 episode, competing in a battle royal to determine the number one contender to the NXT championship that was won by Bo Dallas. Rusev's first singles match on NXT came about on August 21, losing to Dolph Ziggler. Shortly thereafter, Rusev adopted Sylvester Lafort as his manager and formed a short-lived tag team with Scott Dawson named the Fighting Legionnaires. They feuded with the team of Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy. On the October 30 episode of NXT, Rusev ended his affiliation with Lafort by attacking him during a tag team bout. Rusev proceeded to adopt Lana as his social ambassador, a pairing compared by WWE to Ivan and Lyudmila Drago from the 1985 film Rocky IV. In matches taped before his main roster debut, Rusev defeated main roster wrestlers Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, and Sin Cara in singles matches, which aired on NXT in January and February. Rusev continued to appear sporadically on NXT after joining the main roster in April 2014, making his final appearance on July 24, getting disqualified against NXT champion Adrian Neville in a non-title match. United States champion Rusev made his main roster debut at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view on January 26, 2014. The sixth entrant in the titular match, Rusev was eliminated by the joint effort of 4 wrestlers. After months of self-promotional videos and speeches by Rusev and his manager Lana, Rusev's return match on the main roster came on the April 7 episode of Raw, where he squashed Zack Ryder. In May, Rusev adopted a Rusophilic, anti-American gimmick that saw him announced as having relocated to Russia, and as having been named Hero of the Russian Federation. In the same month, his ring name was shortened to simply Rusev. Over the next several months, Rusev feuded with Xavier Woods and R-Truth and Big E, Jack Swagger, Mark Henry and Big Show. Lana dedicated Rusev's string of victories to President of Russia Vladimir Putin, drawing attention from the mainstream press, including the Washington Post and the Daily Beast, and criticism after she was interpreted as having referred to the crash of Malaysia Airlines Flight 17 before Rusev's match at Battleground in an attempt to generate heat. On the October 6 episode of Raw, Rusev and Lana were confronted by The Rock in a surprise appearance, with The Rock driving Rusev from the ring after a verbal exchange. On November 3, Rusev gained his first professional wrestling championship and became the first Bulgarian-born champion in WWE history when he won the United States Championship from Sheamus in a post-Raw match that aired on the WWE Network. On November 23 at Survivor Series, Rusev competed in a 10-man Survivor Series match as part of Team Authority. Rusev was eliminated from the match by count-out after crashing through the Spanish announce table. Rusev and Jack Swagger once again feuded in December, leading to Rusev successfully defending the United States Championship against Swagger at TLC. On January 25, 2015, at the Royal Rumble, Rusev entered the Rumble match at number 15, eliminating 6 other contestants and placing second overall. At Fastlane on February 22, Rusev successfully defended the United States Championship in a bout with John Cena. He lost the United States Championship to Cena in a rematch at WrestleMania 31 on March 29 after a miscommunication with Lana, ending his reign at 146 days and marking his first pinfall loss on WWE's main roster. He failed to regain the championship the following month at Extreme Rules in a Russian chain match. During the match, Lana garnered a positive reaction from the crowd, leading to Rusev banishing her from ringside and causing dissension between the two. Rusev lost to Cena once more at Payback on May 17, 2015 in an I Quit match after Lana conceded the match on his behalf. Various storylines. WWE is losing out on a ton of money with Rusev. At WrestleMania and Payback against Cena is where the Rusev momentum should have skyrocketed, but instead it had come to a halt. He's gone from putting fear into the babyfaces who faced him, and beating all who was put in front of him, to longing after a woman he's lost, dressing up someone to look like her, and battling with a guy who looks like an 80s reject. ProWrestling.net analyst Hayden Gleed in 2015. It was 6 minutes of Rusev being punished on live national television for getting engaged to his longtime girlfriend. After the cleanest job Rusev has ever done. Summer Rae cut Vince McMahon's promo for him. Totally castrated Rusev. How they get Rusev back on track as a killer after this segment is beyond me, which may have been the intent. Wrestling Observer analyst Jeff Hamlin describes the storyline breakup of Rusev and Summer Rae in 2015 on the post-Payback episode of Raw on May 18, 2015. Rusev ended his affiliation with Lana, who slapped him in response. On the May 25 episode of Raw, Rusev reverted to being billed from Bulgaria and began carrying the flag of Bulgaria to ringside. Later that same evening, Rusev unsuccessfully attempted to reconcile with Lana. 3 days later on SmackDown, Rusev suffered a fractured foot in a bout with Ryback, rendering him unable to compete in the Elimination Chamber match for the vacant Intercontinental Championship at Elimination Chamber. Despite his injury, Rusev still appeared on television and made further attempts to reconcile with Lana. Lana then began a storyline relationship with Dolph Ziggler, while Summer Rae began an alliance with Rusev. On the June 29 episode of Raw, Rusev and Ray confronted Lana and Ziggler, leading to a fight between Ray and Lana. On the July 6 episode of Raw, Rusev and Ray once again confronted the couple, which turned out to be a ruse, as Rusev viciously attacked Ziggler after hitting him with his crutch and removed his ankle brace, revealing that his foot injury had healed. The attack resulted in Ziggler sustaining a bruised trachea and storyline and out of action indefinitely. Rusev made his in-ring return on the following SmackDown, wrestling in shoes to avoid further foot injury, defeating Fandango. On the July 13 episode of Raw, Rusev answered John Cena's United States Championship Open Challenge. Rusev was then interrupted by both Kevin Owens and Cesaro, who also demanded a shot at the title. Afterwards, Rusev defeated Cena by disqualification, when Owens assaulted Rusev. On the July 16 episode of SmackDown, Rusev suffered his second loss by pinfall during his tenure on the WWE main roster when he was defeated by Cesaro in a singles match. On the August 17 episode of Raw, Ziggler returned and attacked Rusev. This altercation prompted a match between Rusev and Ziggler at SummerSlam, which ended in a double count-out due to interference from Lana and Ray. After the match, Rusev and Ray brawled with Ziggler and Lana. On the October 5 episode of Raw, Ray proposed to Rusev in the storyline, but said he would not marry her until he had won another championship. However, on October 11, TMZ reported that Rusev had gotten engaged to Lana in real life. Lana then confirmed the engagement and it began being used in the storyline on television, which resulted in Ray breaking up with him on the October 12 episode of Raw. On the October 31 episode of Main Event, Rusev injured his bicep in a match with Neville, resulting in Neville winning the match via a referee stoppage and Rusev being out of action. Rusev returned on the November 23 episode of Raw, when he attacked Roman Reigns, and later lost to him, in the main event, via disqualification after Sheamus and King Barrett attacked Reigns. A week later, on the 30th of November episode of Raw, Lana returned to the WWE, once again as a villainess, and reconciled with Rusev during a Miz TV segment, and later in the same night, the two joined Sheamus' new stable League of Nations. Throughout December, Rusev started a feud with Ryback, with Lana faking injuries to distract Ryback and help Rusev gain advantage. Other media. Barnyashev, along with other VPW wrestlers, appeared in the music video for the song The Whole F***ing Show by Cushionator. As Rusev, he made his video game debut as a playable character in WWE 2K15, and has his own path in the Who Got NXT mode. He appears in the next game in the 2K series as well, WWE 2K16. Personal life. Barnyashev is currently engaged to CJ Perry, who performs for WWE under the ring name Lana. They reside in Nashville, Tennessee. He is a supporter of the Spanish La Liga football club Real Madrid. In wrestling finishing moves, the Accolade 2013 present Ballplex 2010 to 2013 Superkick jumping sidekick 2014 present signature moves body block. As a counter to an oncoming opponent diving headbutt fallaway slam, multiple knee lifts to an opponent draped between the ring ropes, running hip attack to a cornered opponent, Samoan drop, spinning heel kick, swinging side slam. Manages Lana, Marcus Mack, Nick Rogers, Raquel Diaz, Summer Rae, Sylvester Lafort. Nicknames: the Bashing Bulgarian, the Bulgarian Brute, the Hero of the Russian Federation, Bulgaria PR, the Russian Tank, the Super Athlete, Ru. Entrance themes: Miller Rodino, by Svetlana Radoslavov, by CFO Dollar, Hellfire, by CFO Dollar, A League of Their Own, by Jim Johnston. Championships and accomplishments. Pro Wrestling Illustrated Most Improved Wrestler of the Year. PWI ranked him number 8 of the top 500 singles wrestlers in the PWI 500 in 2015. Wrestling Observer Newsletter Best Gimmick with Lana Most Improved. WWE United States Championship Slammy Award for Match of the Year, Team Cena vs. Team Authority at Survivor Series.